3. For equipment tracking, we have a very robust function that will help you a lot. The first thing you'll do is you'll come to the Equipment tab, and then you'll see the Equipment as the first sub-tab and Custom Parts as the second sub-tab. So under Equipment, here's what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say I use 2GIG, I use Napco, Kwikset, GE, Honeywell, whatever brands you use, you can go ahead and load those. So when I click Load, it's only going to show those pieces of equipment because those are what you use. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click Active. See, I've already done this here. I've clicked Active under the pieces of equipment I use. So apparently I don't use the Gemini 1664 panel or the 9600 panel, but I do use other Gemini stuff, I guess. And I do use certain pieces of Honeywell, but I don't use others. So I come through and I click a checkbox on all the pieces of equipment I use. And then you're going to come in here and you're going to tell it how much you pay to get this piece of equipment from your supplier on average, I guess, and if you have more than one supplier, but you're going to put your cost of how much it costs to get this. You come down and put that for each piece of equipment. Next, you're going to put the employee cost. So if you do it, there are two different ways you can do payroll for your employees. You can have it where you just deduct the cost of the equipment that's put into a customer's house, or you can give it a point value. If you want, you could do both, but most people do one or the other. So I have this blank because we're using a point value. So that's the next thing. You're going to come in here and put how much is the point value for each piece of equipment. Then if you want to, you can put customer cost. This is for future use where we're going to actually have this to where customers can order pieces of equipment from you, maybe even from the online store that we'll let you have for using our product. But that at this time is not being used. So you come through and put all those values, and then at the bottom you'll hit Save. Now all of those pieces of equipment will load into the drop boxes when you do your inventory tracking. Also, when you do payroll tracking, it'll know how much to deduct from this, the sales rep, either by value or by point value. The next thing is custom parts, because we've put a lot of pieces of equipment into our database. However, not everything is in here. So you may want to go to custom parts and say, I'm going to add in a new piece of equipment that we don't have. For example, let's say you have the in-house accounts where you put in your own yard sign, and then you have the safe security accounts where you're going to put in their yard signs. So you want to track them differently. Or a 2GIG programming cable, for example, if you issue that out to your techs or whatever. Either way, you're going to click Add New. Then you're going to put in what it is. So let's say I tell it with the description, the SKU, and then tell it which brand. If it doesn't fit any of our brands, then you're going to put this under Other. And then when you add that in, it will be into the system. And that's how we do equipment setup in the One Stop Portal.